Hello, I'm Sam's mum, Maz, or Mother H as my son-in-law Greg calls me. And it's an honour to welcome you all here to celebrate this amazing day in the union of Sam and Rick. I'd like to thank you all for taking time out of your busy lives to celebrate with us. I know that you'll agree that it's been a fantastic venue, a fantastic day, and really a tribute to Sam and Rick on how they've got this together in five months. Traditionally, this speech and the leading of Sam down the aisle should be given by Sam's dad. And although Eric can't be with us here in person, I know that he'd be so proud to have led Sam, who is looking extremely beautiful, down the aisle and to give her hand to Rick. Sam is my youngest, and I'm incredibly lucky to have not one but two beautiful daughters. And this is Jo, my other daughter. My girls have been my world, and from the moment they were born, and I've just built my whole life around them, and we've had so many adventures, so much magic and joy. I would never have changed it anyway, and I wish I could do it all over again. We've shone like diamonds, we've been dream girls, and we've been simply the best. Sam is my adventurer, and she's been fearless. She's fearless, capable and driven, which actually can be highlighted by an instance that happened while she was working on a cattle ranch in Australia. Can you imagine the vastness of the outback and the remoteness? Well, Sam had an accident there, and she was on her own and she broke both her wrists. She tried to radio to get help and it wasn't working. So the only way she could get back to the ranch was actually to drive the truck, opening various cattle gates to get to the ranch where she was airlifted, given morphine for the pain. But Sam's greatest pain was not the fact that she'd broken both wrists, but that the local newspaper reported that it was a British woman. And at 23, she did not feel like a woman, so all the pain. Luckily, she had Nikki that she went travelling with, and Nikki helped her. I wanted to fly out immediately. Yeah, I'm coming out. They didn't want me spoiling their fun and their amazing adventures. And they've had so many. And Sam has done so much. After breaking her wrist, she's done abseiling, she's done skydiving, she's done surfing in Australia, whatever. She's always done something. It's never stopped her. But all I can say, that's good. That's my cue to end. No, Sam's always been my all I can say, Sam, is you'll always be my little girl, and you'll always be held in my heart, and you'll never grow up in my eyes. Anyone that knows Sam knows that she strives for perfection, and she has to be the best in everything she does, from toddler to adult. I found an A4 folder full of her Sam certificates covering so many of her successes and achievements. Well, there's going to be another certificate to add to that folder, which will be her greatest and happiest, and that will be the falling in love with Ricky from Billericay. And becoming Mrs. Samantha Crump. I got to know Ricky around 2 years ago when I joined them on a holiday in Portugal, because that's the sort of person I just turn up. But he introduced me to Jenga. But it wasn't just normal Jenga, it's drinking Jenga, right? Shots. Now you guys have most probably all played it. You know how dangerous it can be. Well, I was passed out on the table within, a few hours. Anyway, they've got a Jenga game in the library, I think, where you've got to put your comments and stuff, which is quite fitting. I also actually discovered that Rick is a great cook, and he loves a theme. Unknown to Rick, him and I are actually in competition because I love a themed do. And I was definitely in the lead after my Christmas do, which was a themed Christmas market. I had a pop-up bar, I had the snow machine, I had mulled wine, I had German beer on tap. But to be honest, Rick, I think, you know, this wedding do is going to take some beating, I thought. Ricky, I am so pleased that you asked for my daughter's hand in marriage. You're a kind, generous and loving man, and you've made Sam very happy. Today will be one of the happiest of your lives, and you've got so many more lying ahead of you. You're heading to an amazing journey. You're moving to Copenhagen to start yet another new adventure, and I wish you every happiness. And I know you two are going to have so many happy years together. And I'd like to raise a glass to Mr. and Mrs. Trump.
Really good.
Just got here the last minute.
Ever.
Thank you, Thomas. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, on behalf of my wife and I, or as I prefer to call her, my most recent ex-girlfriend. Welcome to our wedding breakfast. It's great to see everyone, and I can honestly say it would not have been the same without you, just a lot cheaper. Now, some of you have travelled a long way, Stephen, thank you very much, but whether your journey was 5,000 miles... Why are you down there? Whether your journey was 5,000 miles or 5 miles, we thank you sincerely for sharing this special day with us. Unfortunately, it's not been possible to have everyone with us today, but we know they're here with us in spirit, and that they're not only in our thoughts today, but more importantly, they're in our hearts. So with that in mind, would you please raise a glass and join me in a toast to absent friends and family. So ladies and gentlemen, absent friends and family. I'd like to thank Maz for bringing up such a lovely, kind person. She deserves a good husband, so I thought I'd best marry her before she found one. I'm honoured to have you as my new family. I knew I'd get on with you when I fell in love with Sam, because you have the same. You've helped her to be the person she is, which is fond of wine and recycling. I'd also like to thank my parents. They've guided me and helped me through all sorts of difficulties, and if it weren't for them, life would be so much harder. And I will always appreciate everything they've done for me, and I hope that seeing me married today has made them proud. So for those that don't know, Sam and I matched actually on a dating app called Tinder. Apparently it's a dating app. And our first date was in April 2016. I checked Sam for the date, so it's accurate. I tried to impress Sam by booking Tower 42's champagne bar, Vertigo. And I wanted to impress Sam because she looked very hot in her pictures. However, Sam declined. Instead, Sam wanted to meet in a very regular bar opposite Tower 42, which was then called Corney and Barrow. God knows what it's called now. So straight away, I thought, winner. I've got a hot girl that doesn't want anything flashy, just a nice basic pub. And then obviously the subsequent dates after that went on very, very well, hence why today. But it was only until after a lot of dates did I find out why she didn't want to go to Tower 42. It's because she wanted to make a quick exit should the date go badly. And that's true. One thing that over the last 3 years that has become apparent, and Maz touched on it, is Sam does have a competitive streak. She hates Yana, she hates losing, very rarely does. And I think the fact that she's married such a fine young man as me is proof that her winning streak continues. Now on to the toasts. Firstly, the bridesmaids, who are spread all around the room. I'd like to say that you all look very lovely in the dresses today, and that you've done a great job in the hen do and organising Sam, and Sam's had a great day today, so you've done a fantastic job keeping her calm and happy. So I'd like to raise a glass to Joe, Lucy and Nikki, the bridesmaids. Now at the end of the table sits the man who is a great friend of mine and has been for at least over 20 years, and that's my best man, Anthony. As well as helping me through the stag do, and I needed a bit of help, I'd like to thank him. I still turn up. I'd like to thank him for being such a dependable best man, and I'd like to raise a glass to my best man. To Ant. He probably doesn't deserve it, but we'll find out soon. And last but no means least, I'd like to thank Sam, my bride and joy. That's why I actually broke off. You know everything about me and still love me just the same. I have my faults, yet you still agreed to marry me. I'm extremely lucky today to be the one to marry you. I could not imagine a better person to start a new adventure with. So please could I ask you to all be outstanding if you can, and raise a toast to my beautiful bride, Sam. To Sam. I'll now hand you over to Anthony, the best man.
And pocket. We're ready. So I'd like to thank Ricky, who knows how much I hate public speaking, for making me publicly speak today. I think this is getting his own back for the many times I've taken him to high places and given him a little nudge just to see, to induce the odd panic attack, which is a running theme with my friends, isn't it, Steve? So I don't like writing speech. Huh? No, he loves it. He loves it. So I'm not big on writing speeches, so I start with something I nicked off the internet. I saw it on a tweet. It says, marriage is weird, like, I love you so much I want to get the government involved so you can't leave. Which is strange but true. I just did this myself and it's true. So where do I start with Ricky? Well, I've known him since we started at Billericay's school, age 11. We've had fun times, sad times, weddings, funerals, stag do's, and we shared best man duties twice for Steve here, and he's finally turned up to something. And for Warren too. Where's Warren? Can we... No, he's too short, I can't see him. Ricky was also... Rick was the best man at my wedding just a few weeks ago, and thought he was the best man, but obviously 5 weeks later, order is restored. I am clearly the best. But he did do a good job. He got me drunk, but not too drunk on my stag. He did a funny but not too rude speech at my wedding. And he did this thinking, if I go easy on Ant, he'll go easy on me. But he went first, so I've now got no skin in the game. So, no, you know what? I did think about going hard on him on all the rude stories, and I thought, should I be worried about the kids in here? And I thought, no, I should be worried about Sam. She's scary. I mean, she's pretty, but she's scary. So not too much. If he's lucky, the worst thing will be doing my traditional truffle shuffle for the bride. Sorry, Sam. Rather than explaining what happened in the bathroom in Zante. Oh. But the stag do. But as for the stag do, well, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That's right, Mr. Iron Stomach himself. the unthinking drinker. Well, he was broken. He lasted 30 hours. It was enough time, not to go to everything, but to own 2 small animals, thanks to Kenny. He got 2 little fluffer ducks to whet his appetite for the wedding. We thought they'd been released into the wild, but actually...
You ain't got 'em in there.
They're here today. Rick, here's Sam. And here's Rick. If I could just, I'll just hand these over. I've got a little extra for them.
They've not got babies.
So this is Sam and Ricky. And after what happened to them shortly after their release, here's all of their, here's their family. I'll end that story there. So, what else can I tell you about Rick? He's the only man, apart from in Bruges, who I've never been able to win a drinking contest with. He's also the only guy I can't beat at Gay Chicken. He's very friendly. Very. There's a couple of stories I'd love to go into, but I won't. The phrase getting your Ricky on has a specific meaning that the Zante boys will know about. The nickname Ricky Two Squirts sounds rude, but it's actually just to do with an adeptness with a pair of fruit shoots, which is... but I can also say I was proudly there for his first and second hangovers. And the first came at Steve's wedding, which was in 40 degrees heat, with a lot of booze. And so we had a mixture of alcohol and heat exhaustion. Most of that heat exhaustion came whilst waiting for his wife to take an hour and a half to get ready for her own wedding after it was supposed to start. So Sam, you did good. You did good. We had to talk her down. She's still up there. The alcohol came from Grey Goose dentist chairs deep into the night before crashing the hotel swimming pool. And not only on that night did we show some Americans how to drink, but when we were found in the swimming pool by the security guard, we had to get out, but we insisted that Ricky wasn't only paralytic, he was paraplegic. So we used the disability dipper crane to winch him slowly out of the water, which took about 5 minutes to hand crank him up, and then in front of the guy just gets up and walks off like Little Britain, which is amazing. So next morning, with the heat and the humidity still in play, he's drinking water, saying to me, I feel funny, my head hurts, my mouth's fuzzy, I don't know what's going on, what's happening? The moment I got to tell Ricky he had a hangover and that he could now catch them like the rest of us, it was the best moment in my life. It really was. Let's talk about Sam a little. She's great fun. She's smart. She's down to earth. She strikes me as a fiercely loyal friend, and she's never afraid of sharing an opinion, and it's normally right as far as I can work out, and Ammon tells me pretty much everything. I've got a lot of time for Sam, and do have to wonder how she ever fell for our hamster-cheeked hero over here. He's definitely punching. So can we all just raise our glass to Sam, the beautiful bride? And as we like a drink, also let's raise a glass to the bridesmaids as well. So thanks everyone. So Ricky's not the most expressive of people, you might have noticed. He can be quiet, reserved, almost secretive. Sometimes you feel like you don't know him at all. But with Sam, he does actually smile. If you ask him about Sam, he tells you how important she is. She's the front and centre of everything, and it's been different from every other relationship I've seen him have. And a lot of that is about Sam herself. She's got the strength of will and the personality to be the foil to Ricky. And as a result, they get on. So just on my part, it's an honour to be a part of this. So again, to Sam and Ricky this time. You're enjoying the ducks, aren't you, Tom? So next now, Ricky's had some news, and as most of you know, they're moving, or he's moving, and then Sam's moving, so he's getting a wife and immediately leaving her. But she will join him again. So he's been to Cyprus, Glasgow, and now he's off to Copenhagen, home of expensive beer and a nice little harbour. Just lay off the docking there, Ricky, if you don't mind. Now, so we now have a beery weekend expedition ahead, and whether or not we need an EU visa, we will definitely be there for a beer with you.
Just one.
Just one. Just one. Yeah. Well, he can't take any more now, as we know. So, yeah, you two are great together. Well suited. You're so obviously happy. Sam, I'd like to thank you for making my friend a better man. Ricky, well done on getting her into the landing net. She is a keeper. And I'll finish as I started with something I nicked off the internet, another quote. It's, marriage is a wonderful invention. Then again, so is the bicycle repair kit. So, on that note, please be upstanding to the bride and groom.
Good job, mate.
Stop.
Well done. I'll tell you, you told that one, mate. Well done, mate.